Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss complex number basic introduction. Complex numbers को जानने से पहले एक इक्वेशन को कंसीडर करते हैं. Let us consider an equation like x square plus 1 equals to 0. तो अब क्या हो रहा है, इसकी वैल्यू निकालने, x की वैल्यू निकालने के लिए what you will do is x square will be equal to minus 1 and so x will be equal to plus minus square root under minus 1. Now remember that square root of a negative number, this is a negative number, square root of a negative value is not possible. तो क्या किया, एक मैथमेटिशियन ने इसको एक लेटर से डिनोट करना शुरू कर दिया and the letter is I. The name of this Greek letter is iota. देखने में I की तरह है. Now we call under root minus 1 as iota. This value is not applicable in real life. We cannot find the value of under root minus 1. We cannot come to a particular conclusion. So therefore this value is considered as imaginary number. We will not consider this as a real number. तो सर अब क्या अगर स्क्वायर रूट अंडर -3 हो तो इसको कैसे लिखेंगे? कोई बात नहीं, इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. यू कैन राइट दिस अंडर रूट -3 एज 3 into -1 root under, and that will again be equal to under root 3 into under root -1. That will be equal to under root 3 into iota, that is equal to root 3 iota, and so again this number is an imaginary number. I hope I am clear to you कि एक इमेजिनरी नंबर क्या होता है. इमेजिनेशन में ही पॉसिबल है स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ नेगेटिव वैल्यू. प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में ये पॉसिबल नहीं है सर. नाउ फ्रॉम हियर द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स कम्स आउट. कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स, complex numbers is the mixture of real and imaginary. रियल एंड इमेजिनरी नंबर्स का जो मिक्सचर है उसे कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर कहते हैं. सो रियल प्लस इमेजिनरी gives us complex number, and the complex number is generally denoted by a small letter z. Now let us consider an example. Z is suppose equal to a plus b iota. Now here the real part of complex number z is equal to a, whereas the imaginary part of the complex number z is b. Because this b is written along with iota, it is attached to the number under root minus 1, iota, that is iota. As you can see here also, this is root 3 beside iota, as you can see. So the whole number becomes imaginary. The number attached with iota is also an imaginary. So to write the real part and imaginary part of a complex number, you will write like this, as I have shown here. Now, there are some basic integral powers of iota. Now we will go through integral powers of iota. Simply, we say powers of iota. Observe it carefully. Now for powers of iota, since we know that iota is equal to under root minus 1. So therefore, on squaring both sides, we get the value of iota square as minus 1. This thing is to be kept in mind. It is important. You have to keep this value in mind. Now let us move on with other powers, other positive integral powers. Iota to the power 3 can be written as iota square into iota. This means minus 1 into iota. As you know, iota square is minus 1. So I have substituted the value of iota square as minus 1 there. So the result is minus iota. Iota to the power 4 can be written as iota cube into iota. That will be equal to minus iota into iota. That is equal to minus iota square. That is equal to minus of minus 1. That is equal to 1. Now observe carefully. Iota was an imaginary number. Iota square gave us minus 1. This is a real number. Minus 1 is a real number. But it is a negative real number. Point to be noted. It is a negative real number. Then again, if we observe, iota cube is again an imaginary number in terms of iota. But when you observe this iota to the power 4, iota to the power 4 gives us 1. And this 1 is a positive real number. Positive real number. The first integral power of iota is 4. First integral power. First integral power which is giving a positive real number. So you have to keep this thing in mind that this power will be used to calculate other values of iota. This is known as universal integral power of iota. Universal integral power of iota. Universal integral power of iota. Why is this so? Now let us suppose we got an expression like iota to the power 52. No, let it be iota to the power 53. Now, if I ask you to find the value of iota to the power 53, what you will do is you will use this power 4. What you have to do is divide 53 by 4. 4 ones are 4, remainder 1, 3 copy down, 4 threes are 12, remainder 1. So this is dividend. Now dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Everybody knows that. This is known as division algorithm. Now using this division algorithm, I can write 4 into 13 plus 1 instead of writing 53 there in the power of iota. So the result can now be written as iota to the power 4 into 13 into iota to the power 1. I have splitted the power. The plus part can be splitted as multiplication part according to indices rule. Now iota to the power 4 to the power 13. The meaning has not been changed. The meaning remains the same. Now at iota to the power 4, in place of iota to the power 4, we can write 1. The value is ultimately equal to iota. So now we calculated the value of iota to the power 53 as iota. This is how we will calculate the power of iota into simplest form. Now, this was the basic introduction of iota under the section of complex number.